with we have another senior designer here, Greg Hedelston. Great guy, truly authentic. I mean, on the theme of authenticity and everything like that. But Greg's going to be here, and he's going to talk a little bit about what we're doing to make our players feel authentic in game. And so, explain a little bit what you do here at EA, and also, kind of some of the things you've been working in this authenticity space regarding superstar X Factors.
Yeah, so to transition off of Mahomes and how we're making him authentic through the abilities that we have. We're also doing animations and how they throw and how they move, and paying off the authenticity outside of purely just the ability feature itself. So we have some footage that we've put together to kind of pay off everything.
I'm excited about it. Yeah. This is stuff that the community always wants to see. Like, so what do we got going on right here?
So right here, these are our motion capture athletes that we bring in to our studio up in Canada, in Vancouver, at the Capture Lab. And we have multiple athletes come in to do these throwing animations because we want to have as many takes as we can possibly get. This allows us to line people up. We can have them throw in different angles because you have your 90 and your 45-degree angle passing directions. So this enables us to get as many takes as we can possibly get to roll through, look through and see like, oh yeah, actor 2 like totally nailed it. We're going to order that one and let the other ones go away. Okay. So we're always finding ways to get as much variety and as much authenticity and accuracy to the motions that we're trying to capture with our athletes.
Got it. And I noticed that right here, it looks like we got a couple of these, right, that were being shown. It looks like they're on the Matrix or something like that. Can you explain to the audience what's going on right there?
Yeah, so this is our animation technology program we use in the studio here, and this is how we put together our animations for our gameplay. It also drives a lot of the logic behind what moves get picked based on the situation or what button you press on the controller. So right here with Mahomes, you saw earlier with the motion capture guys, we bring it into the game and we clean it up and get all the noise that comes out from motion capture with our animators here. And so for Mahomes' case, you see the kind of the kick out with his leg, that little baseball, sure. Pitcher style, a little orthodox from what your prototypical quarterback is. But that kind of fits his kind of backyard personality of play, where he's just wide open, always looking to make plays, make exciting plays. So the more authenticity we can bring to how he plays on the field and how he walks on the field and throws the ball and is throwing on the run, his no-look dead-eye that Clint touched on earlier, where he's doing the no-look passes. Like, these are all things that help make Mahomes feel authentic and really pay off him being our cover athlete.
Yeah, I'm really excited to kind of see how these kind of play out in game. I don't know. To me, Rodgers is another guy that I really enjoy kind of seeing just his mannerisms in game. I know we have some footage right here of Aaron Rodgers. Go ahead and walk us through this real quick.
Yeah, it's the same thing. We line all our different guys up, and we kind of we show them videos of Aaron. And we're, obviously you see the kind of the kick hip twist on there, and a little bit of the wrist breakage after they throw the ball. That's all part of following his mannerisms, his little hop steps as he runs and throws on the run. These are all kind of consistent mannerisms that we've seen looking at NFL film. And so we try to bring these into the studio, and we have our athletes look at them, and then we just take as many takes as we can get to try to nail it as much as we possibly can.
So the mocap, how long does that typically take, and where is it done?
So we do usually multiple days of a shoot, or like about a week. We'll go up to Vancouver, our EA studio up there, where we make FIFA and all the other NHL and that. And there's a capture lab up there that's got a giant volume that we have that we can run 40-yard dashes. We can set up field goal block plays. We can have guys throwing footballs, 40 yards down the field into nets. It's a really great volume that we've continued to iterate on with that group, and it's really enabled us to build better content that we capture for our motion capture and our locomotion and passing animations.
Great. Well, that's crazy. I know one of the things that I was always curious about is because you have to do the mocap first, and then you got to do the ant. So it takes some time to get it in the game. How long does it take to do the ant?
Once we get the animations back and hooked up, it's usually within a day or so. We can get through and work with an engineer and make sure that there's a game state that fits where these animations need to play. Like in this instance, the stuff that we've shown here, these are the passes. So in our logic, when you hit whatever pass icon you want to throw to, we'll go to the bank of the animations that we've cleaned up for that player, and we tag them to a specific player so that nobody else gets them. Cool. And then we basically triangulate where you're going to throw, and we pick the animation that's going to fit that throwing angle.
Yeah. So another person that's very iconic in our game is Drew Brees. Let's go ahead and take a look real quick here at Drew. What do we got going on here?
So Drew's got the kind of the classic, compact throwing. He's doing the adjusting his gear, licking his fingers, all the Dan Marino age and all that stuff too. Kind of the old guys like licking the football, which just seems disgusting to me. But yeah, it's a way for us to continue to pay off these X Factor athletes in our game. And also, provide more authenticity for people that are fans of that team specifically. So if you're a big Saints fan and you're seeing Rodgers and Drew and Mahomes throwing like you see them throw on TV, there's an attachment level that you get and a satisfaction level that we're trying to bring with this.
That's awesome. So I know from from an authenticity perspective, we've done things in the celebration space. Is there anything different that's going to be happening kind of this year with celebrations?
Yeah, so each of the different athletes, we are trying to find all reference of their first down animations, their celebration dances that they do. So when you go in and pick your celebration type, if you pick signature, you'll play something that is authentic to that person's that we've seen in the past.
Okay. Good stuff. Anything else you kind of want to share with the audience before we bring back man of the people, Z Farrells?
Giveaways.
Hey. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, so to get back into the unique passes and the unique animations that we've done with that, we've standardized all of our passing animations inside of Madden right now. So what we've done is Rodgers is the fastest release quarterback in the game right now. Feeling something kind of you're used to when you throw a gunslinger on a person in MUT right now. Mm-hmm. So he's our fastest. He's our baseline for speed, and then it rolls out from there. So you have people like Baker Mayfield, people like Drew Brees. We also got authentic animations for Big Ben, Brady. We have some stuff for Phillip Rivers because he's got that kind of sidearm throw. So we'll have about half dozen or so quarterbacks that we've gotten authentic throwing animations for in the game, and the speeds of the quarterbacks throwing is based on what we're finding in our statistics and looking at film, and basically it's to help make these guys stand out more as these elite quarterbacks compared to somebody that may be second or third string on your team. You don't want them ripping off laser beams.
For sure.
So it adds that level of value to those guys being on your team in modes like franchise and then MUT. And also helps us to better broaden the way that the passing game feels inside of the game this year.
That's awesome. Well, cool, man. Well, Greg, thank you so much for coming on. I'm sure we're going to have Greg back again to go ahead and do some of these broadcasts and be on MDD. Thank you again for coming in. We're going to bring man of the people back out here and go ahead and walk through some things. So, stay tuned. Great stuff, man. The people is back. That was pretty awesome. So it's great to have kind of Clint and Greg on the broadcast, kind of talking a little bit of what's going on with Superstar X Factor abilities, zone abilities, and also Superstar abilities. Really excited to go for the follow-up happening on 5/23, which is going to be great gameplay part 2.
You had one job. One job.
Was Cup there the whole time? Anyway,
keeping it culturally relevant. I'm not culturally relevant, but these guys are kind of keeping us on our toes. Thank you. I mean, Gibbs has one job, and I think that's payback. I think that's payback for all the times that we're teasing him on stream that he has one job. We actually had to hire an audio expert.
This guy, I'm just gonna let him keep going.
No,
it's good. It's good.
So what's next?
Look, I mean, that's what this show's all about. It's about fun, having fun out there. We just got great information, and we had the development team. They're a huge part of this because we can't do these without their info.
For sure.
And it's awesome to hear their level of insight and detail. A couple things they pointed out that really resonated with me and things I want to read more about. So, number one thing, the blog is live right now. Part 1 of gameplay. So that is a 2-part blog. So you're going to get a lot more details on RPOs, playbooks in part 2, and also some of the things they alluded to. You'll read more about that on 523. There'll be another blog. But part 1 about Superstar X Factor and a few other extra bonus things at the bottom is out right now. So you can go check that out if you're tuning in late to this or you missed anything. Make sure you look at that. Being rooted in authenticity is a thing that comes up a lot. I think I saw a lot of feedback of like, it seems going to feel too arcade or they're going to be on fire. I think they did a great job of letting you know like what you have to do to get in there, what those counters are, and from the feedback I've heard, that is the number one takeaway is like, wow, it is really rooted in authenticity. So I'm excited for that. The biggest change for me is something Greg kind of hinted at is like, because these players have either these abilities or these different throw speeds, each individual team, when you play a head-to-head Madden game, you're selecting, like if you take the Ravens, you're taking Lamar Jackson, and if you don't have a scheme that capitalizes on what he does, you're not going to have success.
Yeah.
If you have, it's just a pocket passer and a scrambler, like the teams feel completely different because of these new abilities. You got to go pick the ones who have the ones you need to get the job done. So, the Texans are out there. They're a very popular team. It's something we're going to explore a lot more, and you'll get to see at EA Play. But the way the teams now feel different because of these abilities is the biggest takeaway, at least for me.
Yeah.
A Madden amateur.
Yeah, and Hugh brought that up last week. We were talking about like players feeling authentic. One of the things we were having a side conversation. He said, teams are going to feel like they're teams. You got to really scheme and kind of play. Like when you pick up the Texans, it's going to feel like you're playing with the Texans, where if you play with like the Chiefs, it's going to feel like you're playing with the Chiefs. So I thought that was really great information and insight. You've been playing the game. Every time I'm around, I see you and Gibbs kind of labbing here, providing feedback to the developers, which is awesome. So, I know...
survey. That's very important.
Like survey is really important right now. It should be inside the chat. Let us know how we're doing on these streams, things that we can improve upon. But not just that, but if you guys have questions, make sure to go ahead and leave them there. What we're going to do tomorrow on Madden Daily Drops, it's going to start at 10 a.m. tomorrow, because for a lot of the people that are in the stream are Mutt fans. We got Series 7 coming out tomorrow. We're going to tease that, but we're also going to be answering some of the questions from tonight's stream. And then what's great, and I really do appreciate it, is that the team has done a phenomenal job on making sure that some of these questions that we're seeing, we're sitting down with Greg, we're sitting down with Clint to kind of walk through and say, hey, these are some questions the community have. Can we get those updated as part of the community questions in the Gridiron Notes? So, you'll see them out tonight, but then tune in tomorrow, roughly around 4 or 5 o'clock. We'll tweet it out from the main accounts to let you guys know they've been updated with some of the community questions. We had some great ones last week. I think we had we answered like 5 on stream, and then we had like another 8 or 9 that we answered in the Gridiron Notes, and hearing some great feedback from the community that they appreciate not only the information, level of transparency, kind of coming back and kind of circling back.
I know one point of feedback they have, and if we could just you don't hear it. So I know that was the number one thing. Worked really hard on that. So we're excited about that. But the survey, definitely fill that out. Gabby's putting it in the chat right now. We will tweet it out from maybe EA Kralo. If you reply, if you're able to take that survey, reply underneath to the EA Kralo tweet that says you took the survey. We can go ahead and maybe select a winner for a kahuna there. I'm also going to give you 3 other people chances to win kahunas here on Madden Daily Drops, and you can do that by tweeting at Clint Oldenburg a positive message, something you learned from the stream tonight, or something that you appreciate him coming out to spend his time.
Yeah, and even questions. Even questions there.
Or ask a question to Clint on Twitter.
And if we find something there that we need to go ahead and kind of get it into the blog or something, do that for sure.
Yeah. So for an opportunity to win some items in Madden Ultimate Team, go ahead. We'll pick 3 winners. Either respond to Kralo's tweet to the survey, or tweet at Clint Oldenburg. Let him know you appreciate him. Let him know what you learned on the stream. Let him know a question you might have. And he won't have to reply, because we'll go to him tomorrow and we'll say, hey, Clint, we looked, we saw the questions people were asking. He may, but we'll put them in the Gridiron Notes that will come out tomorrow. So big key takeaways. More streams coming up. S. Gibbs, go ahead, drop the visual here so they can see future streams. Ultimate Teams next week. I know gameplay is a big part of Ultimate Team, so you had a little bit of gameplay this week. You got more gameplay part 2 the week after the Ultimate Team stream. And then you have the blog that's out right now. You'll have the blog that's out for Ultimate Team. You'll have the blog that's out for the gameplay deep dive for part 2. So you have a lot more news about Madden coming out. I know I've already seen a lot of great community members reacting to this stream. I've seen them sharing some of the stuff we showed. I thought the animation was really cool. There's a third step to that animation, which is seeing them actually, finally in game.
Sure.
And that's something at EA Play. Like right now, we're telling you about what is coming to the game, and we're talking about it.
Yeah.
But we will be showing you in the future, and EA Play is going to be a moment where we'll be showing you more gameplay.
Take that survey and let us know who you want to see at EA Play.
Oh, so because the survey's interactive, so you'll actually be able to, one of the questions will say, what do you want to see more of at EA Play? It's the first question. It's a choice between some options. Some of our Madden ambassadors, some of our other superstar players will show you their abilities. You pick, you let us know, we'll then go and take that feedback and that advice. We had some great votes in the franchise one. They want to see a big, I think a draft moment perhaps is what won out there.
Cool.
We'll have to find that out. But survey's a huge thing for us, and we appreciate all your feedback. So.
Yeah, well, great. Well, guys, again, make sure to tune in next week, same time, same place, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, though. Series 7, Madden Ultimate Team. We're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about Series 7. We're going to answer some of the questions from tonight's stream, and then we'll make sure to update that blog. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is Kralo, and this is Man of the People, Z Farles. We'll talk to you next week.
S. Gibbs, one job, end the stream.